Thank you, Rick. I'm going to read because, I don't know, I'm older than I was 15 years ago. Since Rick has already acknowledged and thanked everybody on behalf of both of us, I thought I would take my time, get a little more personal, and share an experience with everyone here to show what it was like to work on Jersey Boys as an author. After we hit, Rick and I were predictably getting a lot of offers to write musicals about Frankie Avalon, Elvis Presley, Paul Anka, Otis Redding, the Rondells, the Four Lads, the Drifters, the Coasters, the Bladders, the Clovers, the Rovers, the Moonglows, the Imperials, and one about Pinchas Zuckerman in the Israeli Orchestra. Because my fax number is 1 digit away from the Israeli consulate, probably in this style. But bear with me. This can all be over soon. The best offer was in the form of a plain brown envelope that came to me with the return address of one Vincent DeMonico, number 2345312, Box 1000, Otisville, New York. And those of you who may have worked at the DA's office will recognize that address as the Federal Correctional Facility up in Albany. I'm going to let you see Frankie respond to this, react to it. So inside the envelope is a flattering note about our work and a synopsis of a musical entitled Anybody Seen Frankie? Plus the transcript of Mr. DeMonico's indictment and conviction for illegal trafficking in bearer bonds, felony fraud, use of force, and intimidation with a deadly weapon. And I thought, well, this is perhaps a first in the theater, an indictment that comes before the project. Usually the indictment comes after, when somebody looks at the producer's books. So already I'm intrigued. I know that in the old days the seasons were a little bit connected, so I go to Frankie and I ask him if he knows a guy named Vincent DeMonico. And he says, he turns white, he says, Juicy DeMonico contacted you. How'd he find you? I say, I don't know, Frankie, I thought you would know. Frankie says, what does he want? I said, to collaborate with me. And Frankie says, no. What he will do is he will take you into the woods and shoot you 5 times in the eye. And God bless him, Frankie said, look, I'll take care of this. When you walk away, this guy has a long reach. And his lyrics stink. It was great. There it was, a garden variety, non-confrontational, Upper West Side New Yorker who's never even contested a parking ticket, and suddenly I'm in The Godfather. With Valley and Sinatra and Jillian, Sam Giancana and Judith Exeter, and I'm thinking I better go get Robert Duvall's phone number in case it gets ugly. Anyway, it turns out Juicy got my address from Tommy, who used to run numbers with him in Jersey in the old days. Thanks, Tommy, for so many things. Despite everything, there was something touching about Juicy. I mean, he included the Xerox of his indictment along with his pitch. I mean, when do you see a resume like that? Made my heart go out to him. So I did him a favor. I turned him down because, like many of us, he had a dream of having a show on Broadway. But if we had collaborated, what really would have happened is we'd find ourselves out of town for 6 months with a musical with second act problems, and then he'd wish he was back at Sing Sing, and then he'd shoot me in the eye. One last thing, speaking of collaboration, we do get, Rick and I, questions a lot of the time, which is how did it work? How do you write a show? Did you both stay in the same room? Did you argue? Did one guy type and the other guy, talk and pace?
You know, as long as you're
the thing is that we can explain this now.
What's interesting is there was this... Negotiation by tantrum. Do you know what I understand? Negotiation by tantrum. And so you come around, think what you're going to do, and they ask you who you're going to be like, and you think, not Abbott and Costello, not Martin Lewis, more like Edna Ferber and George S. Kaufman. Because the most important thing about collaborating is listening to each other.